wandering in darkness, no life inside, no hope inside. But he called my name and he healed my blindness, set me ablaze. Now I'm alive. His love breaking through my heart of stone, love breathing to awake my bones, love reaching out to save my soul, love never gonna let me go. And now my heart so full of worship, I can't hold back, no, I can't continue. For all he's done, Jesus my Savior, I am ablaze and full of thanks for his love breaking through my heart of stone, love breathing to awake my bones, love reaching out to save my soul, love never gonna let me go, love calling me as I am, love making me new again, love lifting me when I can't, love never gonna let me go. Wherever you've been, wherever you've done, come as you are, come into his open arms. Wherever you've been, whatever you've done, come as you are. Come and find your love breaking through my heart of stone, love breathing to awake my bones, love reaching out to save my soul, love never gonna let me go. Now love calling me as I am, love making me new again, love lifting me when I can, love never gonna let me go. Your love breaking through my heart of stone, love breathing to awake my bones, love reaching out to save my soul, love never gonna let me go. Now love calling me as I am, love making me new again, love lifting me when I can, love never gonna let me go. Your love never gonna let me go. Your love never gonna let me go.
Welcome to Oasis, St. Luke's midweek service. My name is Deanna Heiss, and behind the cameras today we have Jeff Rollwing and Doug Cassel. We sure hope that you will stick with us to the very end of the service, where we are going to be flashing a question each week. Sometimes it might be related to faith, and sometimes it'll just be a question about life in general. We're calling it Table Topics, and we're hoping that it will spark some conversation. The idea behind it is that many of us are finding ourselves with an unprecedented amount of time to spend with the people in our households. There is no shortage of things happening in the world to discuss, but those things don't always necessarily bring a lot of self-reflection or a lot of joy. And so we thought maybe if you found the conversation a little stilted or maybe going in a direction that you really don't want it to go, the next time you're sitting around your table or in the car or talking on the phone to a family member, we wanted you to have a little conversation starter in your back pocket. Maybe you'll learn something new about somebody you already thought you knew everything about. Thanks for joining us. We're glad you're here. Our guest speaker for the meditation and word tonight is Doug Cassel. His name might seem especially familiar to you in the last 6-8 months or so since he's joined the staff here at St. Luke's. One question I often ask people in interviews is how long they've been a member at St. Luke's. And in Doug's case, I couldn't tell you the date or even the year, but I know that however long he's been a member is exactly how long I've been a member, because Doug and I were in the same new member class together. He and I then crossed paths in praise band, and our paths have continued to cross ever since, and I'm the lucky one. So welcome, Doug.
Thank you.
So Doug, tell us a little bit about your background. Where did you grow up, and who lives with you in your family now?
Sure. For the most part, I was an Army brat, so I grew up all over, but spent most of my childhood just north of Green Bay. in a little town called Abrams. I actually found out Marlo, if those of you know Marlo from staff, she grew up there as well. And my wife and I, we moved down here to Madison 7 or 8 years ago. And in my family, it's Megan, my wife, and our 3-year-old son, Jude.
And what attracted you to St. Luke's? Did you guys do some church shopping when you moved here? What about St. Luke's made you guys decide that this was your church home?
Yeah. So we were in the process of church shopping, and we went up north one weekend to Imago Dei church camp, where I had worked when I was in college, and one of my old coworkers she was the program director there, and she was having kind of a going away celebration. She was finishing and heading off to seminary, and so she invited us up along with some other people she had worked with, and there we met Tom and Jenna, who were counselors at Imago Dei just at a different time that I was, and met them, found out that they lived in the Madison area, and they invited us to St. Luke's. So came to check it out and immediately fell in love with the music program. I've been a musician all my life, and sitting there watching Jeff and the rest of the praise band play, I knew immediately that this is where we were meant to be. And
what is your role on staff now?
So I produce the videos that you guys see on Sundays. That's a major part of what I've been doing here, worship videos. I also do a lot of our digital communication, so managing the website, our happenings emails, running the social media, among other things.
You mentioned camp counselor at Imago Dei, so clearly being on a church staff was not new to you.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about sort of your career history. Where did you start, and what led you to the role that you're playing with St. Luke's now?
Sure. So for the last, prior to coming on staff here, I spent several years working in the insurance sales world, and did that for quite some time. Actually started working for an insurance company right out of college, and so did that for quite some time. But I actually had two jobs right out of college. One was the insurance job, and the other was directing a choir at a Lutheran church down the street. And unfortunately had to leave that when we moved down here to Madison. But yeah, so aside from that, I spent my summers in college as a camp counselor, and then a waterfront coordinator. Did the whole lifeguard thing over the summer. But I really enjoyed counseling. I really enjoyed working with the confirmation classes that came through the Crossways camps.
Sometimes whether job transitions are planned or unplanned, that can be stressful. As you look back at your career, where are times that you felt God leading you to different places and to different projects? And tell us a little bit about how your faith has influenced some of your career choices.
Well, I definitely see the work that I'm doing here as a calling. It's far and away from what I was doing before I started here, but it is working on video, and video has always been a passion of mine, something that I've done in my free time. You know, I see God in people, you know, and a lot in people I would look up to as mentors. When I decided that I wanted to be a camp counselor when I was in high school, it was because I had a wonderful youth director who pushed me that direction, and And when I was looking to join the staff here, it was another person I'd consider a mentor, Jeff, who introduced me to this opportunity.
One area that I know you and I share a passion for, and that is a big part of the way we internalize our faith, is through music. Tell us a little bit about your experience with music and what role that plays in your faith life.
Sure. When I think about the ways that I pray and connect with God, it's kind of two sides of a completely different coin. One is in the joyous noise of music and playing with the praise band or singing a song, and the other is in I'd say complete silence, sitting in nature, just in silence and reflection.
Sort of the juxtaposition of sound and then the absence
Absolutely.
of sound.
Yeah.
Right. I like that. You mentioned that a favorite verse of yours is from Colossians. I won't expect you to know it word for word, but tell us what that verse is and what that verse means to you.
Sure. I pulled it up on my phone just in case. So the verse reads, "As God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. Bear with one another, and if anyone has a complaint against another, forgive each other, just as the Lord has forgiven you. So you must also forgive. Above all, clothe yourself with love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony." I think that verse really grounds me, and I think it's important to. It's important for me to reflect on that and remaining, showing kindness and remaining humble. I think any time of the year, but I think especially now with everything that we're going through as a culture, as a society, it's something that I find myself going back to regularly, to remember to be kind, to remember to forgive.
Well, Doug, I know people are going to see your name on Facebook, and we'll see you on videos and around when we're back in person. And so hopefully this has given them a chance to get to know you a little bit better. And we thank you for your time. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
you.